What's up, everyone? This is DYANAROZAY. Welcome to the channel. I am here with my sister, Clone. What is up, Clone?
Hey.
Hey, and we are here to do the sister review for Love and Marriage Huntsville. This is the season 6 reunion, part 2. So you guys, please hit that like, subscribe, your notification bell, share the video because that's how others find me right here on YouTube. Make sure you are following me on all of my other platforms at DYANAROZAY. And I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me, okay? And let's get to it, child. Woo! This was a doozy of a reunion, part 2. I'm going to actually rate this one. What do you rate it on a scale of 1 to 10? I thought the first one came in hot at a 10. What do you rate this one?
I'd come in at a 9.
A 9? Okay, so part 1. What do you rate part 1? All right. That long pause gives me all I need to know. I appreciate you trying to figure it out, though.
I would come in probably at an 8.5 on the first one.
8.5. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about it, child. We are picking up exactly where we left off with Kiki and her cousins, Tisha and her cousin-in-law, Marceau, or Marcia, as they also like to call him. Marcia, Tisha and her wife, Marcia, is the running joke. But listen, what was your feelings on this part?
On this first part?
With Tisha, Tisha, Kiki, and Marceau, we are picking up where we left off.
Okay.
They basically, Marceau and Tisha spray Kiki with this whole, Kiki, you and your husband been cheating on each other your entire marriage. And also dropped that Kiki paid for her husband to go out on a date, child.
Right. I guess my feelings are, I thought it was boring.
Mm-hmm.
I am over this storyline.
Okay.
I'm done with it. I honestly, I don't care who cheats on who didn't cheat on who, what phone conversations were recorded. I don't care about any of it.
Okay.
I'm
I
done.
agree with you. I've been bored with this particular storyline for a long time now. In fact, if you guys follow me, you already heard me say before that I thought Marceau was planting his own cheating storyline just to bait the audience. He already said he does not believe that the audience is very smart. So he did the mashup that Carlos has now. He did a mashup with Bell Collective, Cliff, and Cliff was saying, listen, our show is very real. Our audience know when we are lying. And Marceau point blank said again, he says, that's not true. The audience has no idea what's true and what's fake. And he basically was like, you can tell them whatever you want to. I don't believe that, man. I can't believe you fell for that kind of thing. And Cliff was like, well, we don't do that here. We give a genuine storyline. Now, based on that alone, child, I just, at this point, Tisha's never going to be upset because all of this BS is BS. That doesn't mean that Marceau hasn't stepped out. What it means is it's all for play in regards to what we are watching, right?
Right.
Every freaking season, Marceau is dipping his paintbrush into another can of paint, and it's annoying.
Right.
Okay?
It's too much. And I've got to be honest with you, even if he does, I could truly care less.
Right. That's the other problem. I think that we all look at Marceau and we are thinking, Playboy never. Okay?
Right.
What is this about? Like, why are you trying to convince me that a man with legs, hips, and breast is just dropping it low and spreading it wide? I don't know. It's too
And
much.
now they want to flip the script and make it seem like Tisha's doing it. Like I can't.
Right. Marceau said they've caught on to me. So let's push the story on to you.
Exactly. I can't. Please do not push this for season 7. Please.
And this is a man who only ever had 3 girlfriends. I believe that's what he said. 3 girlfriends, Tisha being his 3rd. Okay. Just an FYI of what we're dealing with here when we keep bringing this Marceau's cheating shit up. And again, it's not to say that he's not dipped his paintbrush in somebody else's paint. It's just that it's not happening every damn season, okay? Now, let's drop that conversation because it's annoying me just thinking about it.
Right.
Let's talk about the Dave Chappelle skit that was Marceau, Tisha, and Kiki when Marceau said that Tisha, that not Tisha, that Kiki robbed her supplier,
First and foremost,
robbed
that
him
was
of cash.
awful.
Hold on, robbed him of cash out of his console. Like, she was so sneaky. She went into a console with a man, assuming he's still in the car, because that's the picture they painted. He's in the car. Somehow she goes into a console, steals the money out, and
Right.
pays him for supply with his own money.
No.
Okay.
First and foremost, I'm going to say no. I know that Tisha brought that story up. I'm not
And
saying that it
Marceau
wasn't
co-signed it.
something, and he co-signed it, and Kiki said that it did happen too, but it
With
was a
the word
while. It was a lot longer. Yeah,
well,
it was
she
a
said
lot further in the
he said
past than
5 to 6.
they're saying it
He
was.
said 5 to 6 years. He said 2021, which would have been the time they talked about her being on the show.
Yeah. Okay.
Here's the thing: it don't matter when it happened. It doesn't matter when it happened because
Yeah.
here's the truth of the matter. I've never been so. Listen, there's a scene. Let me put it this way: when Kiki first came on the show, which I believe would have been 2022, not first came on the show, but came on as Melody's friend, 2022. Went to that
Mhm.
pajama party at her house, and everybody was up in arms. Like, Stormy was mad, and I'm talking about the cast members. Stormy was mad, Kimmy was mad, Tiffany was mad, and they all said the same thing. They all said, I would never be friends with someone who talked about their cousin the way you talked about Tisha. And I remember saying, what the hell did she say? Because it didn't come across that way on screen. I even
Mhm.
asked her that when I did the interview with her. I said, child, what did you say? Because the audience didn't get it. And like, Stormy was so pissed that she was at Melody's 7th Avenue, the relaunch, and Kiki goes over and says hi to her. And she said, I thought we were cool. Stormy blows her the hell off and
Mhm.
literally said that I would never talk to you. I would never be friends with a woman who talked about their family the way you talked about your family, and walked away. She said, I don't do that. Well, I have to say, after watching Tisha and Kiki in that scene, I feel the same way about both of them. They both went so incredibly low with each
Mhm.
other. Tisha and Marceau in that scene, it was actually repulsive. Okay.
Mhm.
I had a chance to go back and look at it, and I thought, you don't know if you was putting that girl in danger by repeating that
Mm-mm.
TV.
Right.
Um, Not to mention, you both have said that your children were best friends. Your daughters are best friends with each other. How repulsive. You know what? This is how you know that you're just done with family. Like, I know they've all been doing this, you're dead to me shit. But
Mhm.
there's some things you just don't do out of respect for. Like, out of respect and love for my daughter, and because I know that she is friends with her daughter, I wouldn't do that to her. I wouldn't do
Right.
that to my child. I wouldn't do that to my child. And we had that conversation in members only last week. Remember when I said,
Mhm.
you and I, you and I came from a family where, from parents where, if my mother had that type of animosity for you, we aren't going to be cool with each other. Like,
No.
her
Yeah, the
children,
kids aren't gonna be friends. Yeah,
right?
we're
If
we're
we came home
done.
and was like, girl, we got a new friend. She was like, who's their mama? You ain't friends.
Mhm. Nope, you are not friends with them. You are not going over there.
Right.
They are not coming over here.
And it has nothing to do with maturity, because if you didn't watch Tisha and Marceau blackout telling that damn story, that is exactly what I mean. We've seen Wanda do it, talking over Kiki. That's exactly what Tisha and Marceau did when they brought that story up. Whether Kiki confirmed it or not and said, I don't have any secrets, I blah blah. Child, that's a secret until you choose to tell it. That's a secret that
Right.
stays with the family until you choose to tell it. That's your secret. That's not their
Right.
secret.
I pray that that doesn't put you and your family in any kind of danger for
Correct.
revealing it, but wow.
Correct, correct. It was a dirty dog thing to do, okay? And then it also made you look like is this story even true because of the
Right. It was remarkable,
I
right? Like, even when
right.
she said it, I was like, boy, that's a remarkable story.
That's a remarkable story. Stop. It's making me laugh because I'm thinking about, my jet when I was at the hospital stuff. But
Right.
yes, it's such a remarkable story. And you took it with such like stride. It was like, I don't even know if you were on, I don't even know if you were on supply at that point. I think you just like to tell stories. You like to
Right.
talk shit the way people do over space. Let me tell you about the time I robbed the dealer, okay?
Right.
Because baby, keep that shit to yourself. Don't
Right.
ever tell that story to anybody. Why would you
Mm-mm.
tell it to Tisha and Marcel, for Pete's sake? Anyway, at the end of the day, it was very much giving me like Dave Chappelle and Rick James, okay? Hell no, I didn't put my feet on Eddie Murphy's couch. Yeah, I remember putting my feet on Eddie Murphy's couch, okay?
Yeah, there were definitely some fibs going on both sides there,
Yeah,
for
like
sure.
we pay attention to how everybody's facial expressions are. Like Kimmy
Mhm.
kept looking down. Melody was just like her eyes was shifting back and forth, like, what the hell am I watching? I
Right.
knew they edited that scene like to its life because when Carlos King starts asking the questions, he's just like, okay, girl, are you on drugs? Have you ever done drugs? When was the last time you did drugs? Were you high now? Were you
Right.
high?
What kind of drugs are you doing? Right.
Listen, he was asking questions like, there is something going on here that is so, like you said, remarkable. I don't know where to go with this story at this point.
Right.
It was embarrassing for me. I was suffering secondhand embarrassment. I do have to say, I feel like Connie got a bad rap. Okay, Connie being
Mhm.
Kiki's mom. I think that Connie loves her daughter to pieces, and she really wanted her to. I hate to say it, but I think that she just wanted to protect her. I feel like there is a lot, like Tisha has said, and like Kiki has admitted, there's a lot of stories that she has, and I feel like um, people will try to destroy her. And I think she was trying to just find some goodwill with
Mhm.
bloggers. I think she was
She
trying
was
to
the
find
spin doctor. Yeah.
yep, to make sure that people saw her daughter in a positive light because,
Which
like,
is sweet, by the way, but yes.
I mean, it's a mama's love,
Right.
clearly. But that's how I feel about the scene. There really wasn't anything else to it. So let's move on. Kiki actually leaves the stage at this point. We know that she did have interactions with the Whitlows with Tiffany, but she's taken off stage, and the Whitlows are coming on as well as the Fletchers.
Mhm.
So this is what my thoughts are with the Whitlows. We know that this is their last season; they're not coming back. So um, I didn't feel the same way about Tiffany that a lot of others people felt. I really think that it's really important for um, when we have Black shows in particular, that we show all facets of Black people. That's personally
Mhm.
my opinion. We're not a monolith. Like we don't think alike, we don't talk alike, we don't come from the same backgrounds. And I think that we do ourselves a disservice when we only show one type of us.
Right.
Okay. So I really did like her participation on the show. I did find it interesting. I know that her storyline is dead. And so it was more of a we're just saying farewell. But I don't remember if the scene with Kimmy where she's like, "Oh my god, I didn't know that you were leaving or that you were going through all of this." Was that
Mhm.
actually played out on the show or did it only play out in the deleted scene? I can't remember. I think it may have just been the deleted scene. But there's a deleted scene where Kimmy's telling her how we all come together. We all come together when any of us are going through something. And if I would have known you were going through postpartum and stress,
Oh. No, that was on the show.
oh, it was on the show. She said, if I
Yeah.
would have known that,
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
would have I would have reached out more. I would have, we would have called more. We would have done more. And
Mhm.
um, I think Marceau is just staring a hole into Tiffany. And I have to say that between Kiki and the Scotts, 1 and 2, They really did give that girl a hard time on this show. I
Yeah.
feel more than anybody else. So it was weird to hear her say, it was weird to see Marceau like damn near tear up, like, oh, I'm gonna miss you. And it was weird to see Kimmy make that admission to I would definitely have done more because all you had to do was call her. If she was like, I would send her a text like, I hope baby's okay. Well, why didn't you send her a text and say, hey girl, where are you? Why aren't you coming to the Houston trip? Why didn't you do that? I mean, she
Right.
came to the barbecue. We know that her husband wasn't there. But why didn't you send her a text asking her where she was if that's how you felt?
Maybe they just thought because of the baby, she just wasn't gonna come.
Either way, then send a message saying, "Hey, girl, um, can I stop by?" Like if you felt there was something, I don't know. I just thought that scene was it was interesting. I'll put it that way. It was an interesting scene, and I've seen Kimmy in scenes with Tiffany where she is rolling her eyes and sucking her teeth. We already saw the scene with Monster when she was sitting on the side and letting Maurice tear into her, and everybody's like, "Oh, she deserved it." Oh, girl, did you not see the scene before this where Kimmy is trying to have this night and day, similar to the one that Cynthia Bailey had with Peter when they went outside, it was morning, and she kept Peter's ass on the porch all night saying, "How dare you make me look like a damn fool in front of all of these women?" Okay? Because
Mm,
you choose to be at the bar rubbing your finger up a girl's neck and down her chest into her cleavage. Well, it was that type of scene. Kimmy has a scene with Maurice where she's saying, I am sitting at a table with a bunch of women where the business that is going on inside of this house is being told to me. She found out that Maurice, that Monster, had been suspended from school, and she didn't know. That boy lived in the house with her, and she did not know. And Tiffany was like, how's Monster? He got suspended for vaping. And she's like, "What?" You know what I'm saying? But Maurice hands, Tiffany her bottom because he
mm,
failed to share that with his wife. "Don't ever do." And yeah, she shouldn't have put her mouth on children for sure, but he took it to a different level, and Tiffany started crying, like, in the bathroom. Mel took her aside and said,
mm.
"This has nothing to do with you. This has everything to do with the fact he didn't share it with the person he was supposed
He
to
didn't
share."
share it, right.
Right. It was
You blew his
that.
cover, right.
Right, and Kimmy has never recovered from that, like, she did not like Tiffany. But anyway, I say all that to say it just felt, for me, disingenuous since we didn't see any more genuine scenes out of them. But
Right.
also, let's talk about all the storylines that just kind of fell to the wayside. Let's talk
Oh,
about let's talk about Tisha and Kiki when they were in the car like Thelma and Louise, okay, holding
yes.
their hands together, clasping their hands, talking about
Mhm.
having an affair with her business partner and that baby didn't look like her husband.
Well, that all came out of the whole, Tiffany's talking about you
Having
and
an affair.
Marceau, yeah, and
Why
I
are you
think,
talking
yeah,
about my husband?
right, right.
So that happened. Let's also talk about the storyline that happened outside of the show, but everybody kept promising us. I know I overheard Kiki saying, "You guys just wait until that scene. Watch how she pretends like she's gonna fake it because her husband was into it with Martell, Marceau, and Maurice, the three fucking stooges. Okay,
Mhm.
the three musketeers. I think I called them the three musketeers." But baby, we just found out on this same stage that whole storyline was fakety fake, fake, fake between Martell and
Mhm.
so she was in there faking whatever it is she was faking for Martell for that fake ass scene. Martell
Right.
to muster up enough girl. We all knew that scene was. We all knew that Martell was faking dating Sheree. I mean, everybody called it, but damn, really thought that the girl had something to hide. Everybody
No.
was saying that she had the same supplier as Marceau,
Yeah.
correct?
Somebody doesn't like her. Yeah.
So now, yeah, now I feel all of these stories were plotted and
Yeah.
lies.
Mhm.
Wasn't there another story that was being said? She was having the affair, right?
She's having the affair.
with
Yeah.
her business partner. All of those stories were lies. People were attacking her online and saying they know her big secret. She has postpartum depression, and now she has all of this piling on her. Like she's telling
Oh
um
yeah. Supposedly she also
Stormy,
talked about Stormy's hair care line too.
talked
She was
about
bad
Stormy
mouthing her hair care line, supposedly. Allegedly.
allegedly, but she's being
Mhm.
very vulnerable and saying to both her husband and to Stormy on screen, I'm having really horrible thoughts, like my husband's having an affair with women who are thinner than me. I don't feel like I look pretty. She has insecurities at the yayo, and then there's all
Mhm.
these lies that are coming to her from social media. And people don't think that that's not a pile on when she already
Mhm.
has um, a condition that has her, thinking ill thoughts. God,
Right.
that's horrible. That's horrible.
Yeah.
Anyway, nobody apologized to her on stage for that. They just kind of looked
No
crazy.
one's going to admit it. Yeah. No one's going to admit that.
Yeah, nobody admits it. They just says, "Oh, child, we didn't know. We would have probably eased up on the pressure."
Right. We thought we could just go right after you.
Right. Oh gosh, it was well, anyway, that's what how that scene is. I just thought it was crazy. They didn't mention it outside of saying that she really does have postpartum and that social media it took her down. So
Yeah.
anyway, Carlos gave her an open invitation to return if she wanted. He was like, doors are always open for you. We will see if anything happens. She kind of cried and said that she made genuine relationships and
Mhm.
she was sad to leave, but it was something she had to do. And yeah, that was pretty much it.
Right.
Now let's get into Martell.
Mm. Right.
Martell, 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 Martell. Martell is the epitome of who are you going to believe? Me or your lying ass eyes, okay?
Right. Yeah. I felt like everybody was kind of lying on stage this time around. And
Everybody always lies, but this time, like you said, the lies were so remarkable
yeah.
that you were just sitting there like, oh my God. Even
Right.
Carlos was bucking his eyes like, damn, do you know what you just said? Like 2 minutes
Right.
said the opposite, right?
Yes.
But Martell is in the hot seat. They give us a flashback and they're giving us the deleted scenes where you hear him say, I've been working on myself. I'm a changed man. Do you
Mhm.
think she will take me back? Right?
Mhm.
And you know what it means when someone says, do you think she'll take me back? You know what that means?
What does that mean?
That means he knows if she has another man in her life, he knows what's going on with her, right? Because
Mhm.
you wouldn't ask the question if you thought that she was with someone. You would say things like, "I'm a changed man," and, "How close is she to that other motherfucker?" Okay.
Right. Right. Yes.
Right, so he's paying attention to what she has going on. So I wanna say that first. But Melody and Martell are sitting on stage together, and she's making some faces at Martell. Carlos King is so what's going on in your dating life? Like clearly you had a lot going on this season. It all seemed to have centered around Melody and how she's pretending to be someone else when you two are in each other's, when you're around the group in each other's company versus when you're separated. And then I don't know,
Right. Let him
question
tell it.
that was
Yeah.
one of them, right?
Right.
Um, he's like, how are things with you and Shreya? Y'all still dating? And he says, we were never dating. We were never dating.
Then
We
he
was
says,
just
"We,
friends.
but yeah, yeah, we were dating."
Yeah. Then 2 seconds later, he says, "I ain't never put my feet on." Of course, I put my feet
Right.
on Eddie
Of
Murphy's couch.
course. I put my feet on Eddie's couch. Exactly.
F your couch, nigga. Okay.
Right. Exactly.
And
Exactly.
Marceau's mouth was open. Maurice's mouth was open. Who else? Kimmy. Everybody's sitting there looking at him like, do you realize you just shape shifted right in front of us?
Right.
This mofo jumps up out of his seat and his jacket seemed to hit his hips. Okay. It was a short ass jacket. It made his whole jacket look like it was rising up. But he
Oh,
jumped out of that seat and screamed when Melody, because Melody calls him out. She called him out because he was getting on her damn nerves lying. She was gonna let him rock with the
she
lie
was
too.
trying. She tried.
Yeah, she
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 tried
made
to
a
let him
couple
rock. She
faces.
really
She was
did.
like, "It's not my scene. You go ahead and lie right on up and tell
Right.
Marcel to lie about them damn kids." And
Right.
she was like, "And that's why, okay? You
Right.
said
But
that
you know,
your
the
relationship
entire
was
staff,
okay."
actually, the entire staff, everybody on stage actually got on her when he walked off. Like, why didn't you mention this before? He was talking about it earlier. You didn't say anything. She was like, look,
Well, they didn't
I
get on
really
her.
tried. She was like, I didn't feel like even jumping in and saying anything.
They didn't get on her. They were actually laughing like, "Didn't he just say that he
Right.
wasn't dating a girl? Now he gonna go get paperwork to show that he dating a girl?" That's what they were laughing at. But they were less like,
Um,
you let us sit up here and have this back and forth with the man when you knew the truth the whole time. She was like, shit, I knew, but I was letting him rock. Like, who cares?
right.
It had nothing to do with me, but Martell is a liar. And here's further proof. But they basically busted him out. Nell was like, listen, you absolutely talk about getting back together with Mel, both on screen and off screen. Mel was
Right.
like, you sure do, because I've heard it. I've heard it several times. You've also had problems with me reclaiming my name. Okay. He tried to act like he
Mm-hmm.
did. Said you did. Then they get into a conversation where Carlos said, are you dating? Marcel says, no, I'm single. I'm very much single. I ain't dating anybody. Nope,
Not
nope.
dating anybody. Nobody.
He
Nobody
said,
in my life. Me and the
I'm just
Lord.
I'm just in a place as a man where I'm just trying to learn myself, okay?
That's right.
Marcel says, does your wife know that you're
Did your
not
wife
married?
know this? Right.
He goes, he frowns his face. Oh my God, it was the worst frown. God, it was so if you weren't married, child, yeah, your face says that you are, but he makes
Right.
a little frowny face, like, what are you talking about? He's like, I am not married. Does she know that you're not in a relationship? Melly says, that's right, Marceau. Okay. Go on
Yeah.
ahead and spank that ass.
Expose
Okay.
them. Right. Exactly.
Mel said, every time my kids are there, that woman is there. And that turns Martel into a monster.
Oh,
Immediately
Lord.
he spins, his head spins around 18 times. He starts spitting out green pea soup. You had 11 babysitters. No more wire hangers. He's screaming everything. And Melody's like,
Right.
listen, you can calm your nerves, sir. At the end of the day, I have no idea why you are getting so upset and defending her. The facts of the matter are that that woman, okay, I can never trust her or anything the two of you got going on, because that woman wanted my life so damn much, desired my life so much that she messed up a marriage, okay? And you can't accept it, because if you accept it, you got to accept your part in it, mother. Which is why
Right.
it's much easier for you to blame her and say that she cheated too and all this other stuff. Like there's room for both of us. Well, there really isn't. There
Right.
really is. Whether you want to say so or not. I don't care what anybody says. Oh, she cheated too. There was an infidelity on her head. Uh-huh. Mhm. There was one person who messed it up so bad that he lost everything for everybody. Do you understand that? He lost everything for everybody to the point of where he tells people, I regret it. And if I could take it back, if I could turn back the hands of time, I would.
Right.
And that's all I need to hear. Okay. And he can keep all
Um,
that temper tantrum madness to himself.
he won't. But yep.
Okay. Well, child, I think the last scene here is Stormy and Betty.
Lord have mercy.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Betty. Black
Let
Betty.
me, let me just say that the softest thing about Betty in this scene was her hair. I don't know who laid Betty's wig,
It was pretty.
but it was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
Um, Betty, I know people have the term resting bitch face, but Betty's face is a little more severe.
It's beyond that. Yes. Like that is actually too nice of a phrase to give her. You can't use that description. You have to use something
I
else.
don't know how old Betty is. I don't know how old Betty is, but she's giving me
50s,
mid-60s? Oh, 50?
60s, maybe
Oh, I
late
was
50s,
thinking
early 60s.
mid-50s, mid-60s? I was actually thinking mid-60s,
You were thinking mid 60s? Okay.
but I may be wrong.
I
I
was
really
just
don't
guessing
know.
50s because of Stormy's age, but I don't know.
Okay, I don't I'm guessing too. It's a guess. But what I will say is Betty has too much access to Stormy's money to have that type of energy on her face. She
Yes.
looks like she's in a constant state of anger and hate. And
Yes.
if y'all listen to me, I don't talk about how people look. I don't believe in it. I think that Black women in particular, we get enough bullshit about our bodies and our face and our hair and everything else. So I really I see beauty in it all. And it's not that I'm calling this woman unattractive. What I am saying is she wears the weight of like 1,000 wars on her face.
Hmm.
And she needs to find a way to relax her face so that she doesn't have that energy because she doesn't look like she
Relax. Period. Yeah, that woman
relaxed,
is
period. She
she's
looks like
way too
work
high strung.
She looks like she has the midnight shift at Ford Plant, and all she wants to do is get that 15-minute cigarette break. Like, bitch,
Right.
I've been standing on this damn assembly line for the last 5 hours. We about to hit overtime. I need a piss break. I need my cigarette. I need to
Right.
get in the car and drown a beer. Like,
Like
I just
everything bothers her. Like there's no big things and little things. Everything's a big thing.
everything's a big thing.
Hmm.
Everything is left a good job in the city, working for the man every
Right.
day.
Working for the man every night and day. Yeah, every day of her life is hard. Every
And
day.
I want her to have an easier life. I
Hmm.
want Stormy to get her some Botox and have her eyebrows relax.
Meditation.
I want her to
She needs a
meditate.
lot. Yeah.
Those sound bowls, whatever that meditation room Stormy has, get your mama in there. And I'm not being
Make her
funny.
close her eyes and not
Just saying.
speak.
I feel like if I saw her in the grocery store, I would find
I would
another
go the other route. Yeah, the other way. Yeah, she's
and
whew,
I know
harsh.
people that yes, I know people that worked at the Ford plant all day and night, and
Right.
still, child, they didn't have that type of facial expression.
No.
She has an unnatural hate for people she doesn't know, and that's not a good look for somebody that's that old. Period.
Yeah, childish. She's
Child
ooh,
it's worse than childish when you get to be that age. It's worse than childish when you get to be at that age because it feels like danger, danger. You feel me? Like I
right,
have to worry about you because I don't know you like that. And
right.
it makes no sense to me
Makes
why
no
you have that
sense.
type of energy for me.
Why you
But
would have that type of energy for anybody? You are on a show as a guest, riding on the coattails of your daughter. Shut up.
yeah, yeah. All of this all of this energy that we are talking about is how she reacted to Melody after Melody and Stormy are having a discussion regarding what made them fall out. Stormy apparently, there was a scene in season, I guess that would be season 5. I'm assuming season 5, where Melody is live tweeting and she makes mention that someone recorded her in her home. Well, one of the fans ran with it. Someone ran with it. I don't know if it was a fan or not, child. I don't know. But somebody ran with it and said it was Stormy because Stormy filmed a scene in Mel's house. And Stormy said that they were coming for everything. They came for me and your comments. They came for my business. They were calling Target and trying to get the products taken off the shelves. Well, Mel said,
Mm-hmm.
"Why didn't you call me, Stormy, if that's how you felt?" Which is a
Mm-hmm.
legitimate question. Like, if
It's a
you and I
great
were
question,
friends,
right?
if
You
you and
you
I are
expect me to be telepathy here. I don't have it. You gotta call me and tell me what's going on.
right. Mel said, "I didn't know. I had no idea." Stormy said, "Well, I feel like you're lying." But Mel said, "Stormy, if you felt that way, why didn't you just call me?" Which we didn't get to hear the answer. We didn't get to hear the answer, I
We
don't
didn't
think.
get to hear the answer.
Did
No.
she say that I didn't have your number? I
Oh,
don't
she
know.
did. She said she didn't have her number. She said, I didn't have your number. I didn't have a way of reaching out to you, which isn't
Okay,
true because if you're online and she's online, why didn't you just message her?
right. She could have messaged her, but she didn't. Okay, so she did answer her, excuse me. But they were having I really wish that conversation would have played out because I wanted to hear that.
Yeah, me too.
But unfortunately, Stormy's mom jumps in and directly
Lord.
comes for Mel, and that's basically how the scene ends. It looks like it's going to pick up from there next week.
Ugh.
I'm very interested in hearing how this ends, but
I don't want to hear any more out of Betty. I really don't. I need her to be quiet.
right, Mama
And
used
why
to
is Junior
always say,
there? No offense, Junior, but why the hell are you there? Where's Amin and why is Junior there?
um, Junior is there because Lisa don't want to sit beside her own
I don't
sister.
I don't care. Then Betty should have come up by herself. Why is Junior there?
I don't know. That was how the whole scene of Lisa and Betty shows up anyway, because they're arguing over Junior being fake fired. So there's that.
Lord have mercy. Hmm.
But outside of it, yeah, that was reunion part 2. And then we'll get to see what goes down in part 3 on Saturday night. So you guys make sure you are tuned in for the live after show. So you guys make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit your notification bell, share, of course, and I will catch you all on the next one. Bye-bye.